Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos like the one you're about to see here. Tuning in, newbies, people who have been with me since the beginning. I appreciate you all being here. I hope everybody had a really nice holiday season, whatever holiday you celebrate. We celebrate Christmas and everything was just very nice, and it goes too quickly. That's the only thing. You do so much work and so much preparation, and then before you know it, it's all over. But that's okay, because I think the joy is not only about the day of your celebrated holiday. I think it's also about the preparation and, you know, everything leading up to it. So hopefully everybody had a great time. So we are going to just kind of talk without being super prepared for this. I want to just go over a few things that I have in mind, not only for this week, but also for the start of the new year and throughout 2022. I'm really looking forward to taking this channel in a more forward direction, just like I started it for budgeting, but also get back to the planning that I used to have on this channel, and some of the other things like bullet journaling and meal prep and grocery shopping and all that kinds of stuff. I want to get back to all those fundamental videos that I started out with. I think that's what works. That's what I enjoy. I hope that's what you enjoy. I will say that I am going to get back into a happy planner. I said I wasn't going to do it. And the reason why I said I wasn't going to do it isn't because I have any problem with the happy planner system, because I sure don't. I love the happy planner and I love the disc system and being able to insert my own pages and use the hole punch, and it just makes it a whole lot more versatile for me. So I do love it. The only thing, hold on. All right, plastic off. The only thing that I struggled with last year and probably toward the end of this previous year, 2021, and probably toward the end of 2020, was the fact that everything was just so crazy for everybody and things were so different, you know, as far as how I was working, where I was working, how much I was planning, if I had things to do, if I had meetings to keep track of, and everything just kind of changed like it did for everybody. And I found that during those times, I wasn't in as much of a need for so many planners. Such a huge system, such a complicated system, because at the time that, you know, during the past year, almost 2 years now, you know, anything like this where I used multiple happy planners for different modules of my life just became, it felt burdensome and it felt extra complicated because I just didn't have that much to track. And that's why my channel kind of fell the way it did, because I started to become unmotivated. I started to feel depressed. You know, there was so much going on, and that's what happened. So this year, you know, I'm finding back my inspiration, as I told you guys, and I want to get back into some things that worked. I want to try some new things, you know, as far as my financial journey, my planning, my systems, you know, what works. And I'm really excited to integrate some things that I used before, some tried and true things. So this was a really cute one, I thought. However, the reason why I picked up the planners that I did is because currently at Michael's, or at least the ones near where I live, Happy Planner is 60% off. Now the accessories like the stickers and, you know, all that other, you know, the extra stuff was only 30% off, but the planners themselves were 60% off. So I went to 2 different Michaels, you know, searching out for the big style, and I did get some classic too, because I have plans for all these different ones, and I'm going to put them together almost in a Franken plan style, but more of a combined planner style, and then I'll talk to you guys more about that. But I went to 2 different Michaels, and the one had a low selection, a limited selection, I should say, and the other Michaels ended up having like 2 planners, period. And I was like, what is going on? Are they phasing these out? I just didn't really understand, because it's been such a long time since I've been in the market for a planner. So as you can see, this is just your vertical layout. And I like this because it gives you lots of nice writing space. And if you guys have been with me for a while on my channel, you know that this is the exact layout that I would use every single payday. And I would, you know, divide these dates and everything into different columns for, like, say, my husband's pay or my pay, or I would do a grand total column, and that's how I did it. And it kept everything really nice and neat and organized. And that's why I want to get back into this. However, I am going to be doing a new series on my channel, and it's about just strictly planning my days, planning my weeks, planning my months. So I'm going to work that into it as well. And I hope that that's not too overdone at this point, and you guys still find some entertainment or some interest in that, because I really want those to be well received, because it's something I'm interested in. So hopefully you guys will be too. So here, this is a planner that I picked up by Blue Sky. I got this at Target. The only thing I wasn't really crazy about is the fact that this is not the greatest quality paper. So there's a lot of shadowing. There's a lot of, you know, kind of ghosting. I just don't care for it. And I thought, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. As early as like a week ago, I said this is what I was going to use. This is going to be my catch-all, and this is going to be where I literally list everything, track everything, do my weekly budgets, and you know, my paycheck budgets and everything like that. And then the more I started to use it, the more I was like, ugh, I don't think so. No, it just doesn't work for me. It's not how my brain works. I don't like the horizontal layout, first of all. I think that, you know, just visually and how my eye meets my brain, I just go, vertical works better for me. So I gravitate toward those layouts. And so what I tried to do, and you'll see this and you'll probably laugh about it, I tried to make this more of a vertical layout. So I thought, well, let me take these pages and let me at least divide them and use, you know, the date part of this, and then I'll do my budget over here. And I really tried to make this work. And the more I forced it, the more I was like, okay, this is not going to be sustainable. I'm not going to like this. I'm going to quit halfway through, or, you know, not even halfway through. And then I'm just going to want to get back into something altogether different. And I don't like switching once I'm into a system. So, and that's something that I've consistently done. If there's one thing I am consistent at, it's being inconsistent. That's so sad. All right, so as you can see, well, I shouldn't have shut that so quickly. As you can see, I have a list here for our monthly bills. And I just kind of gave this a header up here. And as you can see, I just listed everything the way it needs to be paid. And I've already, ooh, my lamp is gonna fly right off this table. I've already dove deep into paying these bills right here. I just wanted to make this a video of its own, because if you guys know, and if you're not new here, but if you are new here, I pay my bills a month in advance. And I am going to be doing a video on how I think it would be easiest to pay your bills a month in advance and to actually get there. It's not going to be instant, because if it was instant, we would all do it. For me, it just took the stimulus money that we got in 2020, and that's how I got ahead. And I have been doing that ever since, doing that system and schedule ever since. But it takes a long time in most cases, unless you have a lot of fluid income and you just have a lot that you can put aside and you have enough to pay 2 months at once, the month you're in and the month following. So it just depends on what your personal situation is. But for most people, it is difficult to be a month in advance. And it was for me. So I'm going to be explaining my system of how I think you will be able to do that, even if you're not in the best position to tackle a huge chunk of that month in advance right out of the gate. So we'll talk about that. So I have my bills here, And then on the next page, what did I start? I started my sinking fund. I'm going to talk to you guys about that. And then I have some goals here for January and, you know, kind of what I want to get into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this information that I have in here back into my Happy Planner. So my Happy Planner is going to have, you know, a monthly and a weekly budget, you know, according to paycheck, according to bills. So my bills are monthly, my paychecks mine are every other week. My husband's is twice a month, plus a commission date, plus in January he should be getting his retirement. So we're gonna have different streams of income, and it's a lot to keep track of. So if you're somebody like me who has you know, money coming in, income coming in from, you know, different jobs, or maybe you have a side hustle, or maybe you're a 2-income household, or whatever the case may be, you know, we all need one central place to organize all of that money so we can keep track of every single dollar. Because when we lose track of every single dollar, that's when we tend to overspend, or, you know, we may even be dabbling around with credit cards a little bit. You know, your intention might be, I'm going to use it and pay it off at the end of the month, you know, and that's our best intentions. But sometimes if you don't track every single thing that you're doing and every single thing that you're spending, it's easy for those things to become out of control. So I'm going to talk about that. And then I'm going to get back into my little notes notebook. I'm going to be doing meal planning, and I am going to be getting back into my bullet journal, and I will explain to you why I'm going to do that. So if you look here, here is the video I did previous. These are my fixed expenses, and I listed everything, you know, here that we needed to pay and the total. And then of course we had a really large bill, our deductible for our roof. So that was one thing. And then in the month of December, which we are still currently in, if we flip back, these are all the streams and date and amounts of income that we received. So bonus date I have here is for my husband's retirement. And I feel bad for you who have been here and know the story, but I try to just give a condensed version of this for anybody who is new. He was displaced he's a displaced worker, where he worked closed its doors. He was offered a job at another location for the same company, but it was like, you know, 20 hours away. And for me, it wasn't possible for me to leave my job. So he did have the option to get an early retirement at a reduced rate for life. That is not Social Security. He just had to turn 50 years old during the life of their current contract. So that did happen this past June, and we've been waiting ever since to receive his first check. So as far as we understand it, it should be here no later than January 2nd. So hopefully that happens, fingers crossed, and I will keep you guys updated. It's not a huge amount because it is a reduced retirement, but it's a private pension. So when he becomes of age, just like we all, when we turn, you know, in our 60s, whatever the age is in your state, you'll also get Social Security, or maybe you'll have a state retirement, you know, something like that. But that is something separate. So that does not include that. Now he is working. He's working a commission-based job. He does get a small base pay every month. It's not a draw. So if he doesn't make his base pay back, he doesn't owe his current company any money back. It's just a base salary, I guess you would call it. And right now it's $639.76, but as soon as his retirement is completely taken care of and set and in place, he will no longer have to pay them for insurance monthly, and this will go up to around $739 or $749. So we'll see. That should happen probably the end of January or February. So that will go up a little bit. And then these are my paychecks here, and in December I happen to get 3, because if you get paid every other week, you know that twice a year you get that extra bonus pay. So that happens in December, and also I believe July for me. So when you're paying your bills a month in advance, this actually does become a bonus check. If you're paying bi-weekly or even weekly and you're just kind of going along, this doesn't feel so much like a bonus. But month in advance system, it does. So we had some extra money there, which was nice because we definitely overspent for Christmas in many ways, not only for like dinner, but dinners out and gifts and just all kinds of things. So we definitely overspent, and I have to use most of this just to catch up because I don't like taking debt from Christmas or debt from the current year into the next year. So I'm going to work with these numbers a little bit, see what I have left, and see if I can just pay off our Discover before December 31st. So usually what I do is I use our Discover card for purchases, and then I pay off from our pay. And the reason I do that is because I like to earn the cash back, because it does add up. And that's free money as long as you don't carry a balance. And we never carry a balance. We could have a balance throughout the month, but I never carry it over to where I would actually have a 30-day period and earn interest, or accrue interest, I should say. So I'll be paying everything down and just making sure that all those charges have hit my card and I can pay, because Discover does allow you to make micro payments, and I do that. You know, some cards won't let you make more than one payment, say within a 10 or 15-day period. Discover, you can make payments every single day. So I really like that because I feel more in control that way. And honestly, I wouldn't use a credit card that didn't allow that, because I like sometimes just making that payment just makes me feel better. And sometimes a lot of things that have to do with budgeting are psychological. It is mental. So I want to feel like I'm on top of things. I don't want to feel stressed out that even though I have the money, I have to wait until a certain date. I have to stare at that big number. I don't like that. So anyway, this is where we're at for December. We're wrapping up the month. I'm going to do a video about my goals personally, financially, where I want to be, what my big goals are for 2022, because I do have a couple that I think are quite massive, and hopefully we will get there together on this journey, and hopefully you guys can join in and subscribe if you haven't already done so. So I would really love for you to be along, make your comments, so we can interact. I can get to know you, and you can give me your feedback on all things budget, all things this channel. So that's where I'm at, guys. I wanted to do a little bit of a preview / update, kind of tell you where I'm going to be with certain things, just so when we dive into the Happy Planner system, when we dive into the bullet journal and all these other things that I have planned, you guys aren't like, what is going on? I thought she said she wasn't doing this anymore. I thought she said she was in this planner, blah, blah, blah. And if there's one thing I like to do when I do make changes, change my mind about something, or switch up my system, I like to share that information with you guys. So if you are, regular followers of my videos of this channel, you pretty much know what's going on, and you don't have to play catch up or try to understand like where I'm thinking or how I'm thinking, just to keep everybody on the same page. So thank you for tuning in. I'm going to upload this very quickly. I don't think it's going to require any editing. It's just straight talk. And then I'm going to get into filming a couple videos for the rest of this week. And then we are going to start off January 1st with a bang. And I'm very excited for that. And I hope you guys are doing great. Like I said, if you haven't already subscribed, I would love if you did so. I just want to get this channel back being energized and ready to face the next year, whatever that can bring for all of us. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.